Hi, hello to each and everyone. Welcome to virtual learning of Allure International School. I hope you like it. Our topic for this week is Chapter 6, Lesson 6, titled What is a Water Cycle? By the way, my name is Mr. Monarchy M. De La Luna, Science Teacher of Allure International School. Before we start our discussion, let us know the objectives of the lesson. First, to understand the vocabulary or the words to know in this topic. We have precipitation and water cycle. Second, to know about the process of evaporation. Third, to explain the process of condensation. Fourth, to differentiate weather from climate. And last, to have an idea about thunderstorm, flood, and drought. Remember, bring the following materials with you. Of course, we have here interactive science textbook because we're going to know about the pages 273 to 277. You also need to bring your pencil and pen so that you can write important things. Don't forget also your highlighter so that you can highlight the important words that may we encounter upon discussing the lesson. Wow! What a beautiful planet, the planet Earth. And this week, we're going to know more about water of the Earth. And now let us discuss about the recycled water. There is only a certain amount of water on Earth. Earth's water is constantly being recycled. Water moves from Earth's surface into the atmosphere. Water in the atmosphere falls back to Earth's surface. And before we continue with our lesson about water cycle, let's have a review regarding water. Water exists as solid, correct. Liquid, very good. And of course, gas, excellent. I'm really happy and glad that you remembered the lessons that we have tackled about the different phases of water. Now let us go back with our topic, which is the water cycle. When we say water cycle, it is the movement of water from Earth's surface to its atmosphere and back again. Another idea or information about the water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the Earth. And in the water cycle, one of the main factors is the sun. Why? Because the sun's energy powers the process of water cycle as the sun hits liquid water on Earth's surface. As we study the water cycle, we will learn the different processes that is happening during the water cycle. We have here evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. The process of water cycle. As you can see in the picture, the storage. Precipitation falls into water bodies and onto land. Water that falls on the land may soak into the ground and collect as groundwater. Some water runs off the land and collects in rivers, lakes, and the ocean. Like what I've said here, the sun is one of the main factors of the water cycle. As the sun releases energy, or the heat of the sun will strike any form of bodies of water, and the process will take over, and that process is evaporation. Evaporation. Evaporation, it is a process that water changes into a gas called water vapor. The next one is condensation. When we say condensation, the water vapor cools and changes into droplets of liquid water. Water droplets and ice crystals gathered in the air, forming clouds. And the next process is precipitation. When we say precipitation, the water droplets and ice crystals combine and become larger. Eventually, they become so heavy that the gravity pulls them to Earth. Precipitation is any form of water that falls to Earth. And now let's go back with the water cycle. The water cycle is a main factor that causes daily weather conditions such as clouds and precipitation. In this time, let us proceed with water cycle and weather. When we talk about weather, weather is the result of how water, air, and temperature interact. As you can see in the picture, we have different kinds of weather conditions. The temperature of the air in the atmosphere affects the type of precipitation that falls. Sleet is rain that has frozen on its way to Earth, and snow may form when the air in the atmosphere is very cold. Now let us proceed with the other types of weather that relate to water cycle. Thunderstorm. A thunderstorm can happen when warm, moist air rises quickly into much cooler air. The second one we have here, flood. A long periods of rainfall or heavy storms can cause flooding. And the last one is drought. A drought is a long period of dryness with little or no precipitation. And now let's proceed with water cycle and climate. Climate is a pattern of weather in a place over many years. Some places have a wet climate, other places have a dry climate. And for the additional information of Chapter 6, Lesson 6, What is a Water Cycle? You can check the link below. Thank you. Again, thank you very much for watching and listening in my presentation about Chapter 6, Lesson 6, titled What is a Water Cycle? Any question or questions about the topic, you are very much welcome to send message to WhatsApp, to your personal account, or even to your Scholarly account. Thank you. I hope you've learned something about Chapter 6, Lesson 6, titled What is the Water Cycle? Bye!